Let's get started. We'll use a strap today. We'll also use probably 2 blocks, and it's always nice to have some cushion, so whether it's a blanket or a bolster. So make sure to grab what you need, and then let's get started in a seated position today. So go ahead, find a nice comfortable seat. You can cross the ankles, sit on the shins, maybe sit on like a little pillow, like a bolster. But feel free to kind of roll the shoulders up and down, maybe roll the head and the neck, open and close the mouth. We'll just take a couple rounds of breath here just to settle in, but start to feel the sit bones rooting down. Find a little engagement through the belly, soften the shoulders back, maybe open and close the mouth. And then hands can rest on the thighs. If you want to ground down today, feel a little more supported. Palms can kind of face down. You can even kind of place your fingertips to the ground and feel that support, feel the earth underneath you. If you feel like you need some energy today, maybe palms face up to receive, and 2 of the palms facing up on the thighs can also help relax the shoulders back. But just start to bring awareness to the spine, draw the belly in, soften the shoulders back, maybe wiggle out the jaw. But as you ground down through the sit bones, you'll start to engage through the belly, finding your strong core muscles to start to lift you up. Gravity is kind of always pulling us down, having that resistance on us. Maybe compressing the spine, compressing, the body. So today, see if you can find some inner strength within the belly, even within the spine muscles. Kind of zippering everything in to lift you up. Crown of the head lifts. And then option to add a little tuck of the chin. So instead of letting the chin point forward, can you draw the chin in, creating length through the back of the neck, the cervical spine, making sure your skull, your head is right on top of the spinal column. So we're not placing any pressure in the neck and the upper back, but starting to feel this nice length in the spine. And then feel free to stay here, connecting with the body, connecting with the spine, or start to turn your awareness to the breath. Maybe just start to feel this nice rise and fall of the chest, of the belly. You might feel it more in the chest being in a seated position because the core muscles have to be engaged. Just start to see where the breath is at. Try not to judge, just try to notice. And remind yourself the breath is always there, so don't be afraid to come back to it throughout class to kind of help you reset. To help you let go of any lingering thoughts that you're holding on to or that may come up. But to also keep the mind here, present with the body. So one reason why I love yoga is it helps me really focus in on what I'm doing right now. Which is so important, especially in the world we live in today, where everything can be so distracting. And then option to maybe set an intention for your practice. Could be, a focal point of just connecting here with the breath, with the body. Or option to use a word or a phrase. Something you may want to cultivate today on your mat, to take with you off your mat. And if nothing comes to mind, I offer up the word gratitude. Being thankful for everything your body can currently do. Being thankful for how far you have become. Try to let go of the future and just enjoy right now. Finding gratitude sometimes can help us see all the amazing things we have in front of us right now. So if you have an intention, if you have a focal point, feel free to place it at the third eye. The space between the eyebrows, come back to it whenever you need to. And then take a deep inhale in through the nose. Fill up with gratitude. Fill up with your intention. And then big open mouth exhale, share it off. Beautiful. Let's take one more deep inhale. Fill the belly, the chest. Feel the body rise. And then slow, controlled, open mouth exhale, let it go. And then option for your Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Inhale through the nose, seal your lips. And then as you exhale, take it back up through the nose, finding a slight constriction in the back of the throat, making your breath audible. Listening to the breath, but also slowing the breath down. And then you can stay here for as long as you want. But whenever you're ready, slowly reawaken, find some movements, maybe wiggle the fingers, find some gentle half circles in the head and the neck, open and close the mouth, roll the shoulders. It might feel good to extend the legs out long, kind of shake them out. And then we're going to come back into a seat, but let's just explore real quickly, just a nice gentle forward fold. So you can extend the legs out long. You can always remove anything that's underneath you that doesn't feel great. And then keep a bend in the legs as much as you need it here. And then just take an inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head. Maybe reach the arms up overhead, see how the shoulders are feeling. And then as you exhale, hinge forward, hands to the ground. Remember, we're still warming up here, so feel free to just kind of sway side to side. Might feel good to even place a bigger bend in the legs and then flex the toes towards the face. Relax the shoulders back, open and close the mouth, take a deep inhale. Maybe fold as you exhale. And then feel free to stay here or maybe start to point the toes forward, find some space in the tops of the feet, the ankles, and into the shins. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly come back up. Start to lift the heart. And then let's come back into our seated position. And if you have a strap, go ahead and grab it. So we're going to explore, opening up the chest, the shoulders with the strap. And this is, really important to listen to your shoulders and your chest. So the strap is going to stay tight. You don't want the strap loose, tight. And then always make sure to adjust the length of the strap. So the length of the strap will probably depend on your shoulders and your chest muscles, how much space is there. And you don't want to force it. I just want you to, explore. So you can hold at any point. But go ahead, just place the strap out in front of you. Maybe find a distance that feels good to start. And then check in with the spine. Spine is long, belly in. And then when you're ready, just slowly lift the arms, the strap as high as you want today. So you don't have to go far, just slowly starting to lift. And then you can stay here, making sure the belly is engaged. And then take a big inhale. As you exhale, just start to lean to the left. Start to breathe into the right side. And then slowly come back to center, big inhale. Stay here or start to lean to the right. And then inhale, come back up to center. As you exhale, slowly release, come back down. Okay, so adjust if you need to. And then we'll just kind of flow through that a couple times. Know that the shoulders are also working here, so you might feel some heat in the upper body as well. So when you're ready, strap out in front, nice and tight, belly in. And then as you inhale, slowly lift the arms as high as you need it today. Take an inhale. Stay here or lean to the left. Inhale, come back up. Keep the belly pulling in. Exhale, lean to the right. And then inhale, slowly come back up to center. Exhale, release, come back down. Good. One more time, and then we'll start to add on a little bit. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Strap is nice and tight. Stay here or exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, lean to the right. And then inhale, come back up to center. Long spine. Exhale, release. Place the strap off to the side. Good. So kind of release here. Roll the shoulders up and down. Roll the head and the neck. All right. And before we kind of focus on the chest muscles, go ahead, grab this strap. Place it in your right hand. And the right hand's going to reach up overhead and start to, bend the right arm, and you'll start to reach down the back. And then you can stay here, finding that tricep stretch. If you don't have the strap, left hand can come to the right elbow and gently press down. See how that feels? Or maybe take the left hand, start to reach it behind the back, and maybe kind of grab for the strap, okay? So some people might be able to interlace the fingers, not me, not my shoulders, not my chest. So feel free to stay here, and you can even kind of explore maybe pulling on the strap with the right hand gently, maybe pulling on the strap with the left hand gently, and maybe starting to slowly walk the fingertips towards one another on the strap, but keep the belly in, and then just see how this feels in the right tricep, and then maybe in the left bicep, the left inner shoulder as well. So you're finding some different rotation here in the shoulders. So be kind to yourself. If this doesn't feel right, no need to do it. And let's take one more round of breath here. Big inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then when you're ready, slowly kind of just release the strap. Let it go. Maybe find some counter movements. Roll the shoulders up and down. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. The strap will go in the left hand. Left hand will reach up overhead and then start to bend the left arm. So you can stay here, maybe your right hand to the top of the left elbow and gently press down. And find just the tricep stretch here, great place to be. Or maybe your right hand reaches behind you and see if you can kind of grab for the strap. And then you can, explore whatever feels right here. Maybe kind of lift, pull with the left hand. Maybe kind of gently pull with the right hand. Maybe start to walk those hands together. But keep the belly pulling in, keep the spine long, and just notice how this side feels. So my right shoulder has a little more problems than my left with this rotation. So this feels and looks very different on this side, and that's okay. So making sure to adjust when needed. 2 more rounds of breath here. And then whenever you're ready, slowly release, let the strap go. Roll the shoulders up and down. Awesome job. And then go ahead, extend the legs out long, shake them out. And let's come into seated forward fold again. So draw the sit bones down, belly in, and then stay here, or inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, hinge forward. You can always grab for the feet, or maybe just let the hands rest, but focusing on creating space in the back of the body. So bend the legs as much as you need it. And then see if you can reach your heart forward towards the tops of your feet. Make sure to breathe here. And then you can explore flexing the toes towards your face as you drive the heels away. And then take a deep inhale, reach the heart towards the tops of the feet. Gently fold as you exhale. One more big inhale. Gently fold as you exhale. And then stay here, or again, feel free to point the toes. You can even kind of round the spine here, chin towards the chest, but keep the shoulders relaxed. See how that feels. And then when you're ready, slowly release. Come back up, shake it out. Awesome work. All right, so lastly, coming back to our seat. So feel free to maybe explore crossing the opposite leg on top if you're seated cross-legged. So if you're right-handed, that may be the left ankle in front, kind of like the awkward way. And then option to grab the strap. Okay, so what we're going to do is bring the strap behind us, maybe. Okay, so just really important, listen to what's happening here in the chest and in the shoulders. So same thing, strap is going to be tight. And then first, just lift the arms up overhead. You can always stay here and maybe just explore kind of reaching back. Maybe start to bring the arms behind you, or maybe, lower down as far as you want. So same thing, try not to bend at the elbows. Feel free to find as much space as you want in the strap. And this is intense, so feel free to adjust, feel free to skip if this doesn't feel right. We're only gonna do it a couple times. So place the strap in front of you, find a distance that feels right, belly stays in, and then when you're ready, slowly inhale, lift the arms up as high as you want, and then find your level. Stay here, maybe slowly start to bring the strap behind you as far as you want. Try to keep the arms, straight but not locked. And then when you're ready, slowly start to lift the strap back up overhead. And then slowly come back down. So I'm going to do 2 more. Feel free to do, 1, 0, 3. But whenever you're ready, you can kind of move on your own here. If you like those side body stretching, you can even go to the right and then to the left. Remember, strap stays nice and tight. Don't be afraid to adjust the strap. Keep the belly pulling in, spine stays long. Maybe take 1 more round. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly release the strap, place it off to the side. Awesome job. Maybe find some half circles in the neck. Beautiful work. And then we'll meet in tabletop position. Coming onto all fours, shoulders over the wrists, hips on top of the knees, and take about 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. Just start to explore, find some organic movements. Kind of sway the leg side to side. And always an option to move into cat-cow. So as you inhale cow, lower the belly, lift the heart, find a little back bend in the spine. And then as you exhale cat, draw the belly in, press the ground away, find space in the back body. So you can always flow with the breath here. Inhale to cow, lower the belly, gently lift the heart. And then as you exhale cat, pull the belly in around the spine. And know too that you can always hold in your cat back. Maybe find some movement here, wag the tail. See if you need movement today or see if you need a little more stillness. Always making sure to listen to what your body needs right now and then adjusting whenever it feels best. Go ahead, take 1 more round of breath here. Beautiful work. And then when you're ready, coming back into tabletop, check out the hands, make sure they're active. Gently spread the fingers, grip down, press the ground away. So think of your shoulder blades flat on the spine. Check in with the low back, see if you're arching and dropping the belly. Kind of pull the belly in, find engagement through the core. And just feel, this nice strong spine, strong shoulders. Everything should feel supported and lengthened. And then you can stay here or start to press the top of the left foot down. Extend the right leg. Toes can be on the ground or maybe start to lift the toes right away. See what's happening in the hip. See if you're dropping the right hip too much or lifting the right hip. Try to keep it in line with the left. And then zipper the belly in, press the ground away. And soften through the face, soften through the jaw. And then your choice. You can stay here the whole time or we're going to add some core work and we're going to add a little bit of upper body work. Thinking of Chaturanga on 1 knee. All right. So take an inhale, maybe start to lift through the right heel. As you exhale, knee to your nose, kind of find a cat back here, press the ground away, find some space. And then inhale, extend the right leg back long. Feel free to stay here or Chaturanga, tricep push-up. Start to bend the elbows, come about halfway down, squeeze the arms in. Pressing back up, flowing with the breath if you want it. Big inhale. Exhale, right knee to your nose, press the ground away. And then inhale, extend the right leg, stay here. Or exhale, Chaturanga, a little bit in the elbows, come about halfway down, but draw the belly in, elbows squeeze in. Inhale, press back up. 1 more if you want it. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, extend the right leg. Exhale, Chaturanga, holding here, elbows draw in, belly pulls in. And then slowly pressing back up. Release, child's pose. Knees can go wide, big toes to touch, send the hips back. Don't be afraid to keep the hips lifted or slide a blanket, a pillow underneath the hips, finding support. But the hands can relax, the arms can come onto the ground, or maybe you want to lift the elbows and even maybe lift the wrists, finding a little more back bend. But any variation of child's pose that you need right now. And then slow it down, check in with the breath. Maybe coming back to your intention, coming back to gratitude. Instead of focusing on what didn't happen, maybe focusing on what did. Finding gratitude for your core, your shoulders. Take a deep inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. And then you can stay here. We're slowly coming back up to tabletop. Before we do the other side, let's stretch out the wrists. So fingertips can point out. and just kind of move side to side here. See how that feels. You can always stay here or start to point the fingertips towards the knees. Maybe kind of lean back a little bit. Take some half circles. And then you can slowly release, roll the wrist, go one way, go the other. Maybe make a fist and then open. And we're kind of reverse that. So now the tops of the wrist, forearm, fingertips will point inward to start. So you can always do one side at a time. The fingertips point in, and then see if you can kind of lift up out of the wrists. Even find some movements, little movements side to side. Maybe rotate even more. Fingertips can always point towards the knees, but try not to lean too far forward, making sure to still lift up and maybe back. Whenever you're ready, slowly release, roll it out. Awesome job. And then same thing other side. So tabletop position, belly in, press the ground away, and then start to extend the left leg. So toes can always stay on the ground, maybe find support, or start to draw the belly in as best as you can. Keep the weight even through both hips. So try not to lean to the right. Shift the weight to the shoulders, to the belly, trying to lift up. And then you can stay here or explore some core, some upper body work. Take an inhale. As you exhale, left knee to your nose. Find some space, press the ground away. Inhale, extend the left leg, find room. And then as you exhale, maybe a Chaturanga, tricep push-up, start to bend the elbows, squeeze them in. Big inhale, press back up. Flow with the breath if you want it. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, Chaturanga, come, almost halfway down, elbows, belly in. One more, press up. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, last Chaturanga if you want it. And then big inhale, press up. Exhale, release, child's pose. Knees can go wide, send the hips back. Find any variation here in the arms. Open and close the mouth, beautiful work. Slowing the breath down. Maybe even just connecting with the breath to help the mind let go, to help the mind come back here, present with the body. Take a deep inhale. Let it go as you exhale. And then stay for as long as you want, but whenever you're ready, slowly coming back up to tabletop. And then maybe downward dog, Adho Mukha, Svanasana, hands come forward, tuck the toes, send the hips high. We're not going to be here long, but feel free to just explore, pedal the legs, shake the head yes, shake it no. Let's really keep the hands, the shoulders, the belly active to protect, the wrists, the spine. You can always keep a bend in the legs, drive the heels back. Don't worry if the heels don't touch. Then slowly start to walk your hands and your feet together. Doesn't matter where on your mats. A little ragdoll here. Bend the legs, let the upper body rest on the thighs. Maybe interlace the fingers behind you. A little chest expansion grip. You can always use the strap here, sending the knuckles up overhead. Shake it yes, shake it no. See if you can soften the toes, the jaw. And then whenever you're ready, slowly release and take your time here. Let the blood pressure reset. Slowly roll up. Head, arms are heavy. And then once you reach the top, you can roll the shoulders up and down. Maybe you kind of roll the head of the neck. And then if you're not there, start to make your way to the top of your mat, top of your space, into Tadasana. So if you can be about hip width distance, maybe walk them in a little bit, just making sure the feet are underneath the hips. And then shoulders roll up and down, palms can shine forward. Maybe close the eyes or send your focal point to something out in front of you that's not moving. Try to relax the toes. Feel the balls of the feet, the heels rooting down, the inner arches lifting up. Little engagement through the core, navel pulls in, shoulder blades down the spine, crown of the head lifts. So feeling that same length we did when we were seated. And then take a deep inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. And then Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, extended Tadasana, reach the arms up overhead, maybe send the gaze up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Keep a little bend in the legs, keep the spine long. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, palms can come to the shins. Belly pulls in, send the shoulder blades down the spine. Crown of the head reaches forward, tailbone reaches back. And then take a big inhale. Exhale, high plank, plant the palms, step the feet back. So remember, tabletop is always there, but if you're going to hang out in high plank, press the ground away, draw the belly in so you're not arching the low back. You can always come onto the knees, find support. Or if the knees are going to say lifted today, no arching in the low back, see if you can draw the heels away, find your strong legs. Make sure to breathe, and then you can stay here or come onto the knees. So we're going to take Chaturanga, hold it, and then lower to the ground. Know that you can always skip Chaturanga. So when you're ready, take an inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. You've been here. Bend at the elbows. Come about halfway down. Elbows in. And make sure you're not arching the back. Belly in. Take a big inhale. Lower all the way down to the ground. Cobra pose. Feet press down, knees lift. Send the shoulder blades down the spine. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, little lift. So feet rooting down, inner thighs squeezing in and up. Shoulders soften back. Make sure to breathe. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly release. Tuck the toes under. Use the knees here. Press up, belly in. And then when you're ready, back to down dog. Send the hips high. Check in. See if you need to adjust. Awesome job, everyone. And then we'll make our way to the top of the mat. So start to lift the heels. Gaze can go forward. Bend the legs. Step. Walk all the way to the top. Once you're there, right away, halfway lift, big inhale, forward fold, release. Keep a little bend in the legs, rooting down, rising up. Inhale, extended Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart, pull it in. Good, reset, soften the shoulders, relax the jaw. So we're gonna flow that first part, and then when we get back to down dog, we're gonna add on a little bit. So let's take a breath to start. It's deep inhale, fill up. Maybe open mouth, exhale, let some heat go. And then inhale, rise, extended Tadasana, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, keep a little bit in the legs, ride the breath down. Inhale to your halfway lift, palms to shins or to the blocks, belly in. Exhale, high plank, plant the palms, step back. Holding here, drive the heels away. Pull the navel in, making sure you're not arching the low back. And then you can stay here or come onto the knees. One more time if you want it, holding Chaturanga. So just kind of seeing how this posture feels. Take an inhale, Chaturanga as you exhale. Bend the elbows, squeeze the arms in, keep the belly in, gaze is down. Last inhale breath, slowly lower to the ground, let it go. Cobra pose, feet press down, knees lift. As you inhale, Bhujangasana. And then as you exhale, slowly lower. Let's take two more. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Feet press down, maybe start to float the hands. Exhale, lower. And last time, inhale, Cobra if you want it. Little lift. And then exhale, lower. Tuck the toes under. Use your knees. Start to slowly press up. And then downward facing dog. Send the hips high. So check in. Really press the ground away, navel pulls in, and then we're going to explore three-legged dog. Start to lift the right leg high, try to keep the weight even in the hips, just like you did in your tabletop position, and then option to send the knee to the nose, so find space here. Think of your cat back. Take an inhale, maybe lift the right heel, exhale, knee to your nose, lift the left heel, press the ground away, really round the spine, find space. Down dog kick, right leg can go back high, and then knee back to the nose, but this time you use that space to step your foot through. So if the right foot doesn't make it to the right thumb, you can always lift the right hand and slowly slide the right foot forward. And then once you're in low lunge position, check out the feet, make sure they're hip width distance, and then you can stay here. Hands can always come to the blocks, or when you're ready, rise up, crescent, high lunge. So hands can start at the hips and just kind of feel the pelvis here. So ideally the hips are in line, and think about the right hip drawing back as you gently draw the left hip forward. Keep the belly pulling in, and then see if you can gently lift from the back thigh. Gaze can be out in front, and then find the breath here. And then you can stay, or maybe explore reaching the arms up overhead. Listen to the shoulders. You can always relax, hands at heart, or they can stay at the hips. But your inner thighs are going to be your best friends today, so squeeze the inner thighs in. And then we're going to step forward to chair. So imagine chair pose in your mind. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, hands can come to heart, lean forward, step the left foot to meet the right, Utkatasana chair pose. Good. So adjust the feet if you need to. And then go ahead, draw the feet away, like you're going to pull the mat apart in two. Inner thighs squeeze in, and then draw the navel in, shoulders back. Just feeling the strong squat here, feeling the legs, the thighs, the glute muscles active. And then you can stay here, or hands can reach forward, maybe arms reach up overhead, but listen to the shoulders. And then take an inhale breath. As you exhale, open arm twist to the right. So right hand can come to the hip, maybe right hand reaches back, but as best you can, try to keep the hips in line. So twisting from the belly and up. Yeah, one more big inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. Okay, now we're going to add some balance here. Keep your right foot grounded. As you inhale, unwind the arms, straighten through the right leg, but draw the left knee up. So one-legged Tadasana, squeeze the right glute, flex the left toes, keep the belly pulling in. Good, beautiful. Now hands can always stay lifted, hands to heart, do what you need to in the shoulders. But now we're going to find the twist in the opposite direction. So take a big inhale. As you exhale, open arm twist to the left hand to hip or left hand back, right hand forward, or maybe right hand to the left thigh. So you can kind of use this hand to thigh connection to maybe kind of deepen the twist or to maybe find some support. One more round of breath here, big inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. And then when you're ready, slowly unwind. Reach the arms up overhead. And then we're going to come right back into crescent, right where we started. Take an inhale. As you exhale, step the left foot back. Crescent, high lunge. Inhale, breath, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Awesome work. Check in, a lot of stuff there. Reset. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So inhale, three-legged dog. Lift the left leg as high as you want. And then check in with the hips. Try to level them out. Strong shoulders. Press the ground away. And then take an inhale. Maybe lift the left heel. As you exhale, left knee to the nose. So as you send the knee to the nose, can you lift the right heel to find a little more space? Press the ground away. Breathe into the back body. And then slowly lift the left leg back high. Right heel draws to the ground. Take an inhale. Left knee works back to the nose, but now gaze forward. Use that space to step your left foot through to the thumb. Left foot doesn't make it there, no worries. Maybe lift the left hand. Slowly snug the left foot forward. So frame out the left foot. Feet are hip width distance. And then when you're ready, slowly rise. Hands to hips. Crescent, high lunge. And so just see how you feel here. See where the hips are at. Left hip will draw back, right hip will draw forward. And really important to engage the core. So as you engage the core, you may kind of feel the pelvis kind of reach forward, which may help you open up the right psoas. And then extend back through the heel, but keep dragging the right hip forward. And then finding, your adductor muscles, these inner thighs. Squeeze them in without actually moving the legs. Find that support so you can kind of lift up. Stay here, hands can reach up overhead, starting to work the shoulders. And then gaze will come forward. And then start to imagine chair pose in your mind. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, hands to heart, lean forward, step your right foot to meet the left. Utkatasana chair. Adjust if you need to. Start to drive the feet away. Find the outer thighs. Keep that. Squeeze the inner thighs in. Pull the navel in, engaging the core. And then relax the shoulders back. Soften the toes, relax the jaw. And then you can stay here or start to reach the hands forward, maybe kind of up overhead, whatever feels best in the shoulders. And then take an inhale. As you exhale, open arm twist to the left. So left hand to hip, maybe left hand back. But try to keep the knees, the hips pointing forward. Twisting in the upper body from the navel and up. So right hip will kind of draw back here. Take an inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. Now left foot will stay grounded. As you inhale, unwind. Lift through the right leg, straightening through the left. Hands can reach up overhead or maybe hands to heart. But really engage through the standing leg, squeezing the left glute. Flex the right toes. You might feel, the psoas muscle fatiguing here. It's contracting, keeping the right leg lifted. And then take one more big inhale. As you exhale, open arm twist to the right. So going the opposite way. Left hand can come to the thigh. Maybe right hand to the hip or right hand back. So gently squeeze the left glutes. So strong. Big inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. And then when you're ready, unwind. Hands come back up or to heart. And then coming back into crescent, take an inhale. Slowly start to step the right foot back. High lunge. Big inhale, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Awesome job. Check in. Pedal out the legs. Shake the head yes, shake it no. Beautiful work. And then take a well-deserved cleansing breath here. Deep inhale. If you need it, open mouth exhale. So your choice. You can skip this, or we're just going to flow breath to movement one time. So picking up the pace a little bit, finding more like cardiovascular work instead of, muscle endurance. But, listen to what you need right now. So whenever you're ready, option to lift the right leg high. Take an inhale. Knee to the nose as you exhale. Lift through the left heel. Down dog kick, right leg goes back high. Exhale, step your right foot through to the right thumb. Do what you need to get your right foot all the way to the top. Feet are hip width distance. Inhale, rise. Crescent, reach the arms up overhead. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale, chair pose, hands to heart. Set the left foot forward. Holding here, take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, arms can reach forward or up overhead. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Right hand to hip or right hand back. Good, big inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. Now left leg will come up. Inhale, rise, one-legged. Left leg comes up, straighten through the right. Squeeze your right glute muscle, big inhale breath. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Maybe your right hand to the outer left thigh. Take an inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. Slowly unwind, maybe hands to heart or back up overhead. Crescent, step your left foot back. Beautiful, so strong. Take an inhale, lift the heart, keep the belly in. Exhale, down dog. Hands to the mat, step your right foot back. Take a breath or two, reset. Let the right side go. And then we'll start to do the other side. Last time. Inhale, send the left leg high. Stay here or exhale, knee to the nose. Lift the right heel, find space. Down dog kick. Left leg goes high. Exhale, knee back to the nose, but then step your left foot through. Gently draw the left leg forward. Feet hip width distance. Then when you're ready, slowly rise. High lunge, crescents. Take a big inhale. Exhale, chair pose, hands to the heart. Step your right foot forward. Adjust if you need to. Take an inhale. Sit nice and low as you exhale. Good. Arms reach forward or up overhead. Big inhale breath. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Left hand to hip or left hand back. Take an inhale. Twist as you exhale. Right leg will come up. Inhale, rise, right leg lifts. Squeeze the left glute. Flex through the right toes. Beautiful. Big inhale. Open arm twist to the right as you exhale. Left hand to thigh, right hand back. One round of breath here. Awesome job. And then as you inhale, unwind, hands to heart, or back up overhead. Exhale, slowly step it back, crescent. Take an inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot back. Take a breath or two. Big inhale. Let some heat go. Open mouth, exhale. One more big inhale. Let it all go, exhale. And then you can stay here or come down into child's pose. If the heart rate is still up, take a seat, keep the head above the heart, but allow yourself to find rest here. Let the forehead rest on either the ground, maybe your fist or a block. But open and close the mouth. Relax the shoulders. And then see if you can come back to the breath. Letting go of whatever didn't happen, even whatever did happen. Maybe just finding some gratitude for still being here on the mat, listening to the body's needs and adjusting as you go. As best as you can, letting go of any expectations. Take a deep inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. And then feel free to stay here, or when you're ready, you can kind of lift up, lift up, but then shift your weight to one side, coming to a seat. So grab some water if you need it. But we're going to do a little bit of core work, a little bit of Pilates, which will kind of help us set up for Revolved Half Moon. So if you have a block, or even like a Pilates, kind of like a ball, a Pilates ball, you can grab it. If you don't have a block or a ball, no worries, you can just hold your boat, Shavasana. So go ahead and come into boat, heels to the ground, and then if you have a block, place it in between the thighs. So right away, engaging your inner thigh muscles, and then hands can come behind the thighs. And then check in with the spine, belly in, growing tall through the spine, soften the shoulders back. And then right away, squeeze that block, stay here. You can even release the arms, see how that feels, or maybe lean back a little bit to find more engagement through the core and the psoas. And then first we're gonna pulse the block. So inner thighs are gonna, pulse, pulse, pulse. So you're gonna, pulse that block, really work in the inner thighs. And then check in. At any point, hands can always come back behind the thighs, finding support, protecting the low back. We're not here to hurt ourselves. We're here to find strength in the body so we can really protect the spine. So we can, take these movements off our mat into our everyday life so we don't, place any pressure on the spine, especially the low back. Last 5. Keep pulsing the block. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now squeeze that block. Heart is lifted. Your choice. Stay here or take an inhale. Maybe a little low boat as you exhale. So lower as far down as you want. Listen to the low back. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower a third, maybe halfway down. Good. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Feel free to stay here, or palms will flip down and pulse the arms. Find hundreds. So little pulses with the arms. Remember, if you feel pressure in the low back, lift back up. Hands can always come back behind the thighs, but finding that support when you need it. So little pulses in the arms. Squeeze that block. Last 3, 2, 1. Lift back up. Remove the block if you have it. Awesome job. Tadasana, soles of the feet together. Knees can go wide. And then keep the shoulders softened. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, gently fold. So you can find movement here. Maybe flap your wings. Open and close the mouth. Slow it down. 2 more rounds of breath. Awesome work, everyone. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly lift back up. Shake out the legs. And then we're gonna do that one more time, a little bit faster, just finding one more round. Know that you can always skip this, no judgment. No one's watching, so listen to what you need. But also, if you need that little extra push today, make sure to listen, go for it. So block ball back in between the thighs if you have it. If you don't, feel free to just hold both. Hands can stay behind the thighs, maybe reach the hands forward. And then belly in, shoulders back. Stay here, maybe lean back a little bit. And then when you're ready, start to pulse the block. So little pulses. Like I said, this second round will go a little bit faster. So pulse the block for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze that block, stay here, or take an inhale. Exhale, lower, low boat, half or third of the way down. Inhale, lift back up, listen to the low back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more, we got this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, stay here, or palms face down, hundreds. Pulse the arms. So usually we do 100, but we're not today. Do as many as you want, 10 seconds. If you need to, lift back up. Hands can always come behind the thighs. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly rise, block back off to the side. One more time, butterfly, Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide, soften the shoulders. Take a big inhale, and then as you exhale, gently fold. Maybe kind of flap the wings, soften through the jaw. Slow it down. And if you need to, check in, see if you need to let go. Use the breath here to help you reset. Take a deep inhale. Let it all go as you exhale. And then we're going to meet in a high plank. So a couple options. You can kind of play with the transition. So maybe you kind of come back into boat and maybe lean back and lift the legs. But option to cross the ankles, and then the edges of the feet are going to press on into the ground. So you're going to rock forward, edges of the feet, press into the ground to start to lift the hips, plant the palms, step your feet back. And then from here, find your strong high plank just for a breath. Take an inhale, slowly lower all the way down to the ground. And then Sphinx Pose, coming onto the forearms. Elbows can be underneath the shoulders. Gently draw the elbows to the ribs. Keep the belly in, crown of the head lifts. Stretch out the core after all that work. But still, the core is still engaged here. The core is always engaged. So draw the navel in. And then you can stay here, maybe chin to the chest. Take some little half circles, see how that feels in the neck. And then take one more big inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Palms can slide underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, use the knees, press up. Downward dog, send the hips high. And check in. So we're going to kind of add on Revolved Half Moon, then we'll start to open up the hips. Slowly lift the right leg high. Take a big inhale. Right knee to the nose, lift the left heel, and then gaze forward, step the right foot through. Okay, so staying in this low lunge position, and you actually don't have to take Revolved Half Moon if you don't want to today, but I'll give you a couple variations. So left hand will come to the ground, or if you have a block, great place to use a block, left hand to a block. And then take your right thumb, place it in the right hip crease, keep the lunge in the right knee, but start to press the right hip away and then turn your chest to the left. So grounded twist. So, the hips are still driving forward, still in line, and you're just twisting from the upper body. You might even feel some love, some length in the outer right hip here. And then right hand can stay. If you're going to hang out here, you can always reach the right hand high, see how that feels. Or option for Revolved Half Moon. So if you have a block, great place to use it. I would place it at the highest height and place it, on the left side, but in front of the right toes. Gaze is going to come down, and then maybe start to walk that left foot forward a little bit more, so you can really shift the weight into the right. So gaze stays down, adjust the left hand with the block, and then maybe start to shift the weight into the right foot as you float the left. So like you did in, tabletop position. Extend back through the left leg. Keep the hips in line, keep the belly pulling in. And, just start to turn the chest to the right. Don't have to go far. And then check in, see if you're dumping weight into the left hand. Shift the weight to the belly, maybe come up high into the left fingertips. You want space here to twist. Belly in. Beautiful. And then we're going to come back to grounded twist. So take your time. Take an inhale. Slowly bend back into the right leg. Step the left foot back. And then release, low lunge. Hands to the ground. Wide-legged forward fold. Turn to the left. Turn the right toes in. Left toes in. Let this feel good. So wide-legged forward fold. Maybe hang out or take some movements. Kind of bend the right leg. Bend the left. Go side to side. Shake the head yes. Shake it no. Put a lot of work in the inner thighs, so let's stretch them out, give them some love. So side lunge, start to bend into the left leg. And then you can stay here, maybe kind of bob the hips or walk your hands to the right. So really giving love to the inner right thigh. And take an inhale, stay for the exhale. And then when you're ready, slowly switching other side back to wide-legged forward fold. Bend the right leg, side lunge. Stay here, maybe bob, or explore walking your hands to the left. Breathe into the inner left thigh, relax the upper body, soften the jaw, and then big inhale, stay for the exhale. And then back to your wide-legged forward fold. 2 more rounds of breath here, maybe shake the head yes, shake it no. And start to place the hands underneath the shoulders. Take a halfway lift. And then you're going to come back to the top of your mat. So low lunge. Frame out the right foot. Turn all 10 toes to the front. And then when you're ready, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. So other side. Lift the left leg high. Take an inhale. Left knee to the nose. So find space. Lift the right heel. Gaze comes forward. Step your left foot through. Get that left foot, to the top however you need it. So hanging out in low lunge. And if you have a block, great place to use it. Place the block underneath the right hand. And then take your left thumb. Place it in your left hip crease. So keeping the lunge in the left knee, draw the left hip back. And as you press the left hip back, turn your chest to the left side. So you don't have to go far here in the twist. Just a little twist to the left side. But you can find more room to twist if you have space. So if you have that block, place it on the highest height. And then, lift the chest off the left thigh. And then you might have more room to twist to the left. If you want to hang out here in grounded twist, left hand can always lift high. And if you are going to stay, keep the right leg active, lift from the back thigh. If you want to try Revolved Half Moon, take that block. Keep it on the right side, but place it in front of the left toes. Maybe walk the right foot forward and then shift the weight into the left foot. Start to slowly lift off the right toes. So right foot is flexed, toes point to the ground. And a little lift from the back thigh, but keep the belly in. And lift up out of the left hip. And then from here, find the twist. Gently turn the chest towards the left without dumping weight into the right hand. Shifting the weight to the right shoulder and into the belly, into your core. Left hand can always lift high. So strong, such a difficult posture here. One more big inhale. And then slowly coming back down to grounded twist. Start to bend into the left leg, step the right toes back. Hands can come to the ground. Take an inhale. Wide-legged forward fold, turn to the right. Awesome job. Shake it out. Maybe find some side lunges going side to side. So your choice. You can kind of stick with the side lunges, or it might feel nice to find a little more openness in the inner thighs. So heels can turn in, toes out. Kind of finding like a horse squat. Sometimes, like a sumo squat. And you can kind of sway side to side here. Hands can always come to the blocks as well. Or maybe send the forearms to the inner thighs. Add a little bit of pressure, pressing the forearms to the inner thighs, and just kind of sway here. Relax the fingers, the shoulders, the jaw. And you can even, place the hands to the inner thighs and maybe kind of twist right to left. But take about 5 rounds of breath, whatever you need. We're really starting to slow it down here. So wide-legged forward fold, side lunges, maybe kind of like a horse squat, maybe twisting, whatever feels best. Last 2 rounds of breath here. And then you can definitely hang out as long as you want. But when you're ready, hands underneath the shoulders. Take a little halfway lift. And then one more time, turn to the top, low lunge. And then plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Press the ground away. Find a little inner lift, the inner arms, the armpits, bend the knees. And then option for pigeon, so I'll talk you into pigeon, or know that you can come onto your back for figure 4. So right leg can stay grounded or lifted, your choice, but start to bring the right knee to the right wrist, shifting forward, ankle kicks over to the left. And then slide the left leg long, toes will point to the back wall. You can always gaze past the right shoulder. So just making sure you're not, the right hip isn't sitting on the right heel. So right foot will kick over to the middle towards the left side of the mat. And then you can stay here, adjust the hands, walk it forward, walk it back, finding a little back bend here, but also stretching out the left psoas. Keep the belly in, lift up. If you have a lot of space underneath the right hip or the glutes, you can kind of slide a pillow underneath you, just bringing the ground closer. And then feel free to stay here, or maybe start to sleep your pigeon, coming down to the ground, forearms, or to blocks. And two, if you do have a little bit of space, sometimes it might feel good to kind of rock side to side. But being gentle, being kind to yourself. And you can always venture into some stillness, allowing the glutes to relax, the shoulders, the fingertips, opening and closing the mouth. And remember, if this doesn't feel good in the knees, the hips, it doesn't feel good at all, feel free to come onto your back and take figure 4. Honoring what your body needs right now, honoring what, the hips and the knees need. No need to force it. Take about 3, 4 more rounds of breath here. As best as you can, coming back to the breath, coming back to your intention. And take one more big inhale. If you needed to open mouth, exhale. And then stay in pigeon as long as you need to. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly press back up to the palms, tabletop or down dog. Slide the left knee forward, tuck the back toes, step the right foot back. Maybe take some movement in the hips, pedal out the legs. And then find the hip stretch on the left side, pigeon or figure 4, whatever feels best for the left. So shifting forward, left knee to the left wrist, ankle kicks over to the right. And then slowly extend the right leg long. Toes can point to the wall behind you, maybe even explore gazing past the left shoulder. And you can always slide a pillow, a blanket underneath the left hip. And then option to stay lifted here. Hands can kind of go forward if you feel like you're compressing in the low back. But keep the belly pulling in, grow tall through the crown of the head, breathe into the right side, especially, the psoas here, the muscle in front of the hip. And then stay here for as long as you want, but whenever you're ready, you can slowly come back down, forehead to the block or to the hands, to the mat. And then feel free to explore with some movement or allow the body to relax and some stillness. Softening the glutes, the fingers. See where the shoulders are at. Check in with the jaw, the tongue, the eyebrows. See if you can really start to relax. And as we start to slow it down, the mind may start to wander off, which is normal. If that happens, just being aware and then being kind to yourself without judgment, bring it back. Coming back to the focal point, back to the breath. Take a deep inhale. Let it all go as you exhale. 2 to 3 rounds of breath. If you need to adjust, please do so. And then you can stay in Pigeon or Figure 4 for as long as you want. We're going to meet on the back, so if you're there, hang out. If you're in Pigeon, you can slowly release. It might even feel good to come back into Tabletop or Down Dog one more time. Or you can just slowly release and come all the way down onto your back. Awesome job. Once you're on your back, this is kind of the first time we're here, so you can send the knees to the chest, maybe rock side to side, take some circles, maybe happy baby. And then you can stay here, or option for one more back bend, bridge pose. So feet can come to the ground about hip width distance, arms to the side, maybe fingertips reach to the heels. And then when you're ready, drive the heels down, gently lift the hips. It's a great time to use a block. More restorative bridge, slide that block, maybe the medium height underneath you, letting the block do all the work. But, if you're not using the block, one more time, engage the inner thighs, drive them in, gently lift the hips. We draw the shoulder blades up underneath you. Not here long, just creating a little more space in the front body before we slow it down, before we kind of close it out. So making sure to breathe. Take one more big inhale. And then whenever you're ready, slowly release, coming back down. Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose on the back. Soles of the feet together, knees can go wide. Maybe right hand to the heart, left hand to the belly. Draw the shoulder blades underneath, open up the chest. Allowing the breath to slow down. Back bends can really be heating for the body, so taking time to relax. And then one more time, finding some gratitude for yourself. Thanking yourself for showing up each week. Thanking yourself for listening, honoring what your body needs each practice. Letting go of the force, letting go of the ego. Take a deep inhale, fill up with gratitude, compassion for yourself, for your body, your practice. Open mouth, exhale, share it off. Maybe send it to someone who needs it. And then feel free to stay here, or you can grab at the upper thighs, gently close the legs like a book. Knees can come together, start to walk the feet wide. Cactus the arms, constructive rest pose. Allowing the low back to drop to the ground. Maybe hanging out here, rocking the head side to side, massaging the back of the skull. Might even feel good to gently winch whipper the legs side to side. And then you can stay here, great place to just relax. If your body is calling for it for one more twist, maybe start to bring the knees, the feet back together. You can even cross the right leg on top of the left, but bump the hips to the right, knees can fall to the left. So finding a nice gentle twist that feels good right now. Don't worry if the right shoulder, the knees don't touch the ground, just finding a space where you can breathe into the right side. And Slowly starting to close the eyes. Bringing the awareness back inward. Take a deep inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. And then you can stay here or release, come back to center, unwind. And then lastly, take it over to the other side. Left leg can go on top of the right, hips slide to the left, knees to the right. Find a spot that feels good. Maybe gaze up or slowly let the gaze fall to the left. Twisting is so important for the spine. Creating length here, crown of the head reaches. But also making sure to adjust, letting go when that feels best. If there's any final things you're holding on to, judgment, expectations, give the body, the mind permission to let them go. Take a deep inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. And then when you're ready, slowly unwind. If there's any other postures, movement you need, feel free to go there. Or maybe curl into a tiny little ball. Draw the forehead to the knees, squeeze it all together, take a big inhale. And then when you're ready, releasing into Shavasana, corpse pose. Take up as much space as you like, let the arms and the legs go long. You can always grab blankets, socks, sweatshirts, anything you may need to make yourself comfortable, to help the body, to help the mind relax. Allowing the toes, the feet, the ankles to soften. Start to relax the legs, the glutes, the low back. Relax the belly, the arms, the palms, the fingertips. Soften the face, the jaw. But give the body permission to let go. And then carry that relaxation up from the body to the mind. Giving the mind permission to just be here with the breath. To give the mind some space to let go of overthinking, overanalyzing, and to be here present with the body. But know the mind may wander, and when that happens, to just be mindful of it and then to bring it back. Taking time here to find some well-deserved rest.
Why aren't you sleeping?
Checking in, maybe see if you're tensing throughout the body, maybe you're holding on to something in the mind. Just acknowledge that and then give the body, the mind, permission to let it go. Allowing the mind to come back to the breath. Take an inhale. Soften, let it go as you exhale. And then if you have extra time, feel free to stay. Honor your Shavasana for as long as you need it. But if you are ready to be guided out, slowly start to deepen the breath. Maybe bring some movements back in. Wiggle the fingers, the toes. Gently roll the ankles, the wrists. And maybe take a nice full body stretch. Reach the arms up overhead, send the legs long. Take some wiggles. And then you can draw the knees to the chest. Stay here or rock to your favorite side for fetal pose, using the bottom arm as a pillow. Allowing time for reflection, but allowing for rebirth. Creating new opportunities. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly press up to a seat, cross the ankles, right where we started. Soften the shoulders back. Connecting with your strong, supported, long spine. Maybe hands come to heart center, Anjali Mudra, sealing in our practice. And maybe taking the gratitude you cultivated today on your mat with you off your mat. Seeing life more through gratitude, being thankful for everything we have right here, right now. Take a deep inhale, biggest breath yet. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. And I thank you all for being here. I thank yoga for bringing us together. From my heart to yours, with so much gratitude, I bow. Thank you, thank you.